What's up, guys? It's your boy Sawan Belcher. This is me taking action on Instagram and YouTube. Got a little peach fuzz going on. I've been down and with the flu for the last couple of weeks, but I'm back now, so get a haircut tomorrow. But today in this video, I wanted to drop how much I paid for my 6,000 square foot house on 22 acres. Now the reason why I'm sharing this with you is, number one, is to motivate and encourage you and let you know that it's possible. Okay, realistically, I purchased this property being 33-year-old, a black male with a wife who stays at home, 6 kids and a dog, So honestly, if I can do it with such a big family, with me just bringing in funds, this should be very encouraging to you that this is something that you could tackle, that you can accomplish if that's what you wanted out of your life. Now, first, before we get started on this, I'm gonna start by saying you have to know what you want, okay? Now, I'm not sharing this with you because you should want a 6,000 square foot house, you should want 22 acres or anything like that. This is something that I've always wanted, and I've always worked towards getting to what I wanted, but it starts with knowing what you want. You know what I mean? And I remember putting this truck on my vision board. I remember putting my house on my vision board. I remember putting my apartment complex that I own on the vision board. And I remember making a plan to get towards it. I remember putting, dates on the things I wanted to accomplish. You know what I mean? I remember adding up how much my dream life would cost. So that way, number one, I can see, okay, well, this is how much it's gonna cost to have this, and the car, and the house, and the kids, and the travel that we want to have, and the experiences that we want to have. So that way, when I get the things that I want, it's like, oh no, it's not like I'm surprised by anything. I knew exactly how much my dream truck was gonna cost. I knew exactly how much my estate, I called it my utopia at the time when I, came up with this idea. I know what I'm working towards and what it looks like. And honestly, that's probably about the biggest part, of this. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a realistic perspective about how much it costs to own my mansion. Okay. Now let me tell you this. I'm a real estate investor. So the way I purchased this property is through real estate investing. The way I pay for my property is through, creating a lead system where we market to sellers, okay, and then we get them to raise their hand to say, hey, they'd like to consider selling their house, and we present them with either A, a cash offer, B, a seller financing offer, C, a subject to offer where we're taking over their payments, or lastly, having our in-office agent list their property, and no matter what, we can make money on the lead. That's how we pay, for our dream lifestyle that we want to live. Okay, so I'm actually headed up to a property that we got on a contract a couple weeks ago, and I'm about to take some pictures of it to pitch to my private money guys, and also put up on our website to see what kind of offers we can get if we decided to wholesale it. So now, so first, since we're real estate investors, we got to have equity. This property, I believe, I believe just from looking at the comparable sales, looking at the price per square foot, looking at the value add opportunity, I believe the property is worth about 1.6 million. Okay, now we purchased it for 1.25. Okay, we purchased it for 1.25. Now, we didn't go the traditional route when it came to the financing on this one. We went outside of that. Now, just so you can kind of understand, when you're dealing with, a property in a price point this side, you're typically in like a jumbo loan. And so you have to put more money down, typically 25 to 30% money down. And you're also going to be in a higher, interest rate bracket, somewhere between 7 and 11% interest rate, maybe even a little higher depending on all the things you got going on. But for this, since I was able to, show the seller the benefits of selling to us seller finance, meaning we give them the amount that we wanted. So He wanted more than 1.25. I forget exactly what he wanted. I think it was like 1.4 or something. But we got him to come down to 1.25 and agree there. We also got him to agree to accepting $95,000 down, which is amazing for this kind of deal. Okay. And then we also got him to agree to 5% interest, which is amazing as well. Now, my payments, just like any other mortgage or most other mortgages, they're amortized. So the term on the note, what my payments are based off of, is a 30-year amortization schedule. That means that out of each payment, there's a little piece of interest that's coming out. There's a little piece of principal that's coming out, but the payments are spread over 30 years. Now, here's one of the big reasons why I love seller financing, because if you guys know how to do, very basic math, you'll probably see that my payments are lower than what you would think they would be. All right. Now, if you'll consider that in a traditional sense, if I were to go to the bank at a 5% interest on 1.25 minus my down payment of $95,000 down, I would be looking at a $6,710 payment. Okay, mind you, that would not include the insurance or the taxes. That would simply be principal and interest. Okay, so let me tell you what I negotiated. Okay, now this property came with some tenants. Hold on, let me put in my home address real quick. So I'm about to head home and do a coaching call with Miss Selma. Hold on. All right. So this property actually came with tenants, and the tenants have been there for 7 years now. And the rent, their original lease amount was $3,200. Now, when I found that out, I thought that was amazing, because even though my mortgage should be $6,710, the sellers, okay, they were mentally okay with accepting $3,200. Now, because they were renting it for $3,200, they wasn't keeping $3,200 every single month, because as an owner, you pay for taxes, you pay for insurance, and when you're renting it out, you're paying for maintenance and all these other things. And this is a big house, so they got termite insurance, they got all these different kinds of things going on as far as expenses go. The upkeep of 22 acres, so they're not keeping the $3,200. Most of it they're spending. And so that clicked in my brain that they would probably agree to a $3,200 payment because they've already agreed to it with the tenants. Now, that would benefit me because I wouldn't have to pay $6,710 plus insurance plus taxes. I would literally be almost half that amount, in this particular house. So that's what I got them to agree to. I got them to agree to a monthly payment of $3,264 every single month. Now, the way we kind of did it to make it fair for them, we did a sliding scale. So for the first 24 months, it's $3,250, it's $3,264. Then the next 24 months, it is $5,000, and then the payments get locked in at $6,000 a month. See, and the reason why I did that is because this property is, in my opinion, it's the perfect property to set up to make income on. Okay, so my monthly payment is $3,264 on for this particular house. Now, let's go ahead and break down the other costs, with this house, because inside of a mortgage is PI, TI, principal, insurance, taxes, and interest. Now, this property is 4 different lots. So it's 2 half-acre lots in the neighborhood behind us, is a 10-acre tract, and then there's also another 10-acre tract. That makes a total 22 acres. Okay, so each individual lot has its own separate taxes. Now, if you add it up together, the total for the year is about $7,000. Okay, now that means that $7,000 divided by 12, you guys can do the math with me. that means that our tax payment every month is about $583. Now, technically, there are a couple things that you can do to get taxes lower. But in this case, I really don't have enough evidence to say that I'm paying more than I should be in taxes. It might can come down a little bit, but honestly, I've never attested taxes on a property like this. So I'd hate to attest the taxes on a property like this, and then they come back and say that property taxes are too low. Because reasonably, when I've attested taxes to get them lower, I've paid lower than the tax value, and the neighbors have paid lower than the tax value. You see what I'm saying? So I can pull together, hey, if tax value is $200,000, I paid $150,000. The neighbors paid $150,000. My taxes are too high. Of course, it's probably worth more than that because we're gonna put 50 or 60 grand fixing it up. But if they see that you purchased it for less than the tax value, they're probably willing to bring that down. Next thing you know, you got lower taxes. But in this case, I'm not really sure about that. So I don't know if I'm gonna mess with that. I have until March to decide if I'm gonna attest the taxes or not. Okay. So my principal and interest payment is $3,264, and then my taxes are $583 a month. Okay. Now the next piece is insurance. Okay, is insurance on the property. Now this is when you really get to play with how good you can get the number. Because for real estate investors like myself, we have 60 properties, which means we have 60 insurance, policies, And so before this, I had all of my insurance going through Brown and Davis, okay? My boy, John Hamrick. John Hamrick's very good with the with subject to deals. He's very knowledgeable about investment property. He has some investment property, so I've always kept all of my stuff with him. But when they quoted me on the insurance, they quoted me $8,000 for the year, and I was like, whoa, player, you're not about to treat your boy like that. So that led me to searching out different insurance, and I'm telling you, this is by the grace of God. So, Clubhouse is one of those things that I'm on multiple times a week. And I had a good friend there, my boy, TJ Johnson. He has a couple State Farm offices, but they're all in Texas. And he's like, yo, bro, give State Farm a shot. So I reached out to some friends locally that have houses similar to mine to see who everybody else was using, for the insurance. And luckily, one of my neighbors, Mr. Wilper, he just built, like a 5,000 square foot house with a 2,000 square foot maid suite. So he got 7,000 square feet. And he's like, yo, talk to Archie. So I went over to Mr. Archie at State Farm in our local office, and they got me down to $5,500. Now, the coolest part about State Farm is, all of these insurance companies, they have like bundle deals, So if you bring over multiple properties, if you have different policies with them, all of your policies end up being cheaper. So what I did was I had them price out 10 of my rental properties that I could change over immediately because the payments were coming up. I do quarterly payments, and those payments was coming up. So he saved me on average, those rental policies were about $800. He bought those insurance policies on those rental policies down to about $560. So he saved me thousands of dollars on those 10. And so I moved those rental policies over. I got him to quote my auto insurance. He took my auto insurance. My wife, it was a bunch of accidents, so our auto is kind of crazy. And we have some newer cars. But he brought my auto insurance down from $2,800 every 6 months down to $2,000 every 6 months. And because I bought over those rental policies and I bought over my auto insurance, that gave me like a bundle deal. So now my insurance on my house, on the manor, the 22 acres, now that insurance policy is $3,400. So if you do the math on that, $3,400 divided by 12, that's $283 a month in insurance. So I pay $283 a month in insurance, I pay $583 in taxes, and I pay $3,264 in principal and interest. So So that means my total house payment on a 6,000 square foot house is about $4,135 a month. Okay, now I love our property. I love our property. You know, is this like a lot? I don't know. I really don't know. Is it more than what I was paying before? Absolutely. You know, absolutely. My game has to be tight. You know, my record building has to be tight. My business has to be tight. I have to be on my game. But I love that because it pushes me to become better. At my last house, you know, honestly, our payments was only like $950 a month all in, right? But that left me comfortable. I wasn't pushing myself to create anything new, to go bigger, to build a better team. You know, now I feel like I'm in that spot where the house motivates me to be the best person I can be. I've always known that I was an A player. I've always been an A player, you know, but having certain things like this house pushes you to be an A player. So now, you know, I've worked up and I've gotten the football field at a decent level to where we make some income. So we make about $2,000 a month on the football field. And I definitely want to do some things to still make it better. Honestly, I could probably invest, you know, $30,000 or $40,000, and that would really put me where I want to be with the football field. But we also have a basketball court. And so I'm looking for the right coach. I think I found that one, Mr. Kenneth Slade, where we're going to do some basketball tournaments, and that'll bring in some additional income with the basketball league. And then I'm also setting up the Airstream in the back. You know, the basketball court, I probably could put like 15 grand in it, and then that would be good for that. The Airstream, I definitely could put maybe another $40,000, and that would be good for that. But between all of the different income streams that we have coming in on the property, by the time the 24 months is up and our payment goes up, the property will already be paying for itself. And that is the key to real estate investing. Okay, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Buy it making money, buy it with equity, and you'll be able to live the lifestyle and the dream that you've always wanted to dream about. Now, before I let you go, I'm on the way back to the house right now. I got a coaching call for one of my one-on-one clients at 11:30 right when I get there. But I want to show you a little bit of the house real quick, and I'll let you go, my friends. And we made it back at the crib. Check that sucker out. You can't even see this joint in this. You can't even see it all. It's crazy. There it is. Man, what's the craziest thing, man, is every time I look at this house, like, I know I've seen this house before now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I wanted so much. I was seeing this house when I was in college, you know? I'm telling you, the first day we saw this property, I was walking along the driveway. The driveway is crazy long, but I was walking along the driveway because it goes over here to the back side of my garage. And I looked at it from the side. I'm about to show y'all this side view real quick. And I'm like, wow, I've seen this house before. And when I told my wife that I've seen this house before, she showed me a picture of some of the new construction drawings. And this is literally what those drawings look like, is this side profile right here, you know. But look, guys, this is not, you know, I just wanted to break down the monthly income to inspire you guys. Y'all can freaking have what you want, but the key to having what you want is knowing what you want. You know what I'm saying? What is it gonna look like? What is it gonna cost you? What are you gonna have to sacrifice? You know, I don't know. Can you guys see the Airstream through the trees back there? We got the Airstream back here. I'm clearing this out right now to set up our garden, you know, but you know, it's 22 acres, so we call it an orchard. And then you can't see it from on this side, but we got the field over there. So, but look, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, this is the kind of stuff that we talk about, real estate, how to buy property without having to use any of your money, you know, how to get paid while holding property, okay? And then how to realistically use real estate to live your ultimate dream life, okay? Check that out. This is my garage right here with my little toy car in here. But look, y'all, I gotta go check out this rehab real quick that we're supposed to get listed by the end of the week so we can make this cheddar. Peace, y'all. See y'all in the next one.